Everybody got information, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what's
I gave up enough already, Jay.
Nah, bro. When we were coming back from Ghana, when we first left, you go through customs, you do all that shit.
For sure.
They do all that. They stop you. They put your face on. Da da da. When we were coming back, they just did a scan thing and just let you in. Like
That's
no,
that's
no,
scary. That's scary as shit.
bro. When I was coming back, I was so confused. I'm like,
That's scary as fuck.
they put us in the oh you got your passport line, and just walked us in, and I was just like, they
Fucking look.
literally just scanned my eyes, and I kept going, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like no one even like checked me. No one took my. I don't think they took my passport again. I swear to God, when I came to JFK, the next time they took my passport when I was trying to get on my flight from JFK to DCA.
That's
That's
nuts.
the next time they took my passport. When I was first came in from Ghana to New York, I walked straight in that joint. They little did a scan, walked me past. I was like,
Niggas did the little biometrics. They was like, he's not a
bro.
terrorist. He's not
I'm
a
like,
Muslim. He's fine.
I'm like, that is wicked, wicked. But hold on, niggas talking about the fantasy soccer league. I still haven't joined. I gotta
You're in way too deep.
join. Man, they do a lot of shit. Should be out here. Just be doing shit for the love of the game.
Touche.
Yeah. What else is there to do? We're about to get to it. Oh, see, one thing about bantering is that you can banter just for the love of the game. And if you banter just for the love of the game, you don't even.
Niggas don't be having bands though.
I think there's an art to having bants, and I do agree with you. Niggas do not be having bants, but I think people don't respect the idea that there's an art to bants. So that's the number one issue, that people don't respect the idea that talking, even though everyone can do it, there is something to it. There is something to being able to put together words, thought processes, stories, all those good, you know, connections to history, all that good stuff. And if people don't respect that idea, then they're not going to respect the bands.
Touche.
I think secondly, I think people are scared. I think legitimately people are scared of each other. Like human interaction is so like weirdly, I don't even know how to like. It's like so weird. It's so weird at this point that like basic conversation, like the idea of small talk offends people. Like legitimately, people be mad at the idea of small talk. Like that's crazy to me. Like you don't want to just like get to know a person. Like the idea of a person.
No,
Everybody.
you supposed to like know everything off rip. Charles, you know this.
No, I mean like people. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the one thing I've always enjoyed about going to like bars, of
For sure.
all the kind of outside places. Lounges, clubs, restaurants, all that good stuff. The one thing that I really enjoy is a bar, because
For
at a
sure.
bar, even when it's super loud and rowdy, you get to like have weirdly conversation. Like you get to hear things. You get to hear people. So like I've always
You might
enjoyed.
fuck around, end up in a conversation on accident.
Okay, Shannon in the building. You know what I'm saying? You might just end up with in a random conversation with the person who's like buying a drink. Like there's always something very interesting about how communal a bar can be, and like the relationship that you got. Black Jesus and Black Moses. I told someone the other day, I think I was Shannon, that I look like what Jesus looked like, and then she sent me a picture of like some old like archive nigga trying to look like Jesus, and I was like,
Or archive niggas trying to look like
it was like a little Instagram page or whatever. That shit was chill though. I'm definitely
I
listen.
mean, you probably look more like them than the people they say look like them. So
All I'm saying is that if you think about hair of wool, like this shit, like I felt wool clothing and I felt my hair. It's
I'm
kind of the same.
pretty sure you wore wool as a child.
It's pretty much the same. Like when I definitely like sometimes this shit just be itchy and I'll be like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, it's my hair. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I just gotta fuck.
Wool is nothing but hair. It just comes from a different mammal.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why you knew it's a
Yeah.
thing because
Subhanallah.
there's people who claim to look like Jesus whose hair don't look like wool.
You could never maintain the texture.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. White people are hilarious because they've able to finesse the world for a very long time. So like, you gotta you gotta definitely respect it. You gotta like. I think people don't like give enough credit where credit is due. Like, if you've been running shit for like 400, 500 years, someone has
I,
to kind of like.
I was about to say, I think that's the thing. I think they've been giving a little bit too much credit, and now it's just like, all right, my nigga, it's time to reel y'all in. Even though they've been running it for 400, so it's kind of crazy to be like, hey, y'all got to come to this. You got time out now. But, you know what I'm saying? Better late than never, you know what I'm saying? You never know what the cut off a lot. So,
All right, let's get to this pod. Let's try to make this. I don't want to say make this quick, but let's get through these beautiful topics we have. And
before we get started,
yes,
did,
yes.
did you bet on any of these games or
What games? These football games?
not? Yeah.
No, I did not.
That's okay.
I try to
All
stay
right.
away from preseason betting in
Alhamdulillah.
in
Alhamdulillah.
general. That's a little bit even for a degenerate like myself, a bit much in the in, in the grand scheme of things. Like we gotta draw some sort of lines
Somebody say,
somewhere.
what are the boundaries? That's why I had to.
Yeah,
That's why I had to ask.
there has to
Like,
be a little bit of
yeah.
just like, all right,
Like so, when I pray for you tonight,
niggas got definitely be praying for niggas. I'm not even mad at that because niggas aura is just bad. So niggas need
hey,
to
but I need, hey, Slim, I need
sometimes you
my
gotta pray for
man
niggas.
for sure, bro. It's
Sometimes
like,
you gotta pray
hey,
for niggas. All
got
right,
to.
all right. Natalie Hart. Let's start there. Natalie Hart became the biggest political person in the world or in the country, all because her name got dropped by Ossoff at a speech. Um, Mook, do you care about Natalie Hart? Does this story intrigue you?
Bro,
Does
I
it
had to
move
Google
you?
short. I literally just Googled her. Like, I didn't know who this young lady was. Obviously,
But you've seen her name, correct?
I've seen her name. I didn't know. I didn't pay attention to like. I don't pay attention to John Osborne. No offense to him, but I don't. So I damn sure don't. I won't pay attention to this. I was going to ask you to get me hip to like everything.
Well, I think this story is super interesting from a pop culture standpoint because she be writing his tweets. Like they got great video of her writing, like him talking and her being the one typing the tweets up. She seems to. I don't even know if they're having an affair or not. Like I don't even think anybody actually knows or not. It's just that she has this weird infatuation for the president, and it's ultimately. I saw someone.
According to this article from yesterday from MSN to USA Today, her brother has an obsession. MSN
Yes. Yeah,
USA.
yeah. Her brother did an interview, and he said she has an obsession with presidents.
Yeah, unhealthy obsession was
But
the
but
direct quote.
but my thing is that like this is kind of like very third world coded.
I mean, she kind of looked like Ivanka though.
You're sick. But this is kind of I
Nigga
saw.
got tight, bro.
Nah, yeah, for sure. But I saw a tweet that said like the United States, like the Trump administration is like third world coded, and like I really think that's kind of what this is. Like we got an 80-year-old geriatric president who be falling asleep in cabinet meetings, who don't be with his wife, and he has a an immediate kind of cabinet full of women who he just kind of replaces in and out
Young
at his
women.
call. Like it's such an interesting kind of dynamic, and idea of the country, and I just find it, and I find like her to be a very, very fascinating kind of not juxtaposition, but a fascinating kind of point in all of this. Like
I
her
definitely
name,
agree with the juxtaposition.
yeah, no, but I think it's more of a symbolism. Like what she
I got
symbolizes ultimately is like speaks to a greater conversation about the United States and where it stands now. Like the fact that she could get so close to the president and be so influential is a testament to where this country stands as a whole. So I just, like I said, I don't even think like she's having an affair. Like that's I think the funniest part. Like it doesn't even seem like she's having an affair with him. It just seems as though the relationship is very weird.
yeah. From what I Googled, it just felt like it. All right, so from everything that I gathered, it's like 3 minute time span. It's low key like why he keep having young women around him without saying why he keep having young women around
And the thing about it is that we're talking about a 35-year-old. So we're not talking about like a 20-year-old intern,
for
but
sure.
there is something to be said about the fact that he seems to really have an affinity for younger. Like this woman is 40 years his junior.
Bro,
Like, you know,
like a solid 40.
yeah, you know what?
Solid.
Like he's almost eight. He's 80, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 80. She's 35, bro. Like this is like a very, very weird. Even if it's nothing going on, why are y'all so like? Why are you so invested in him like that? Outside of the fact that you have a weird affinity for Brett, like that's not weird to know anybody.
I mean, but like women like that, and I think we all know what I mean. They be attracted to power. So it's just like the way he be moving, grooving, shaking, sliding, you know what I'm saying, doing what he be doing regardless of age. Like that might be attractive to her.
I saw someone say that she could be a foreign agent.
I can see that too.
They said that foreign diplomats like to speak to Trump through her.
It might be like a Mossad
Situation, a little
watchdog or something.
honey pot.
It might he might even just be aware of it. It might just be like, oh yeah, we got Shorty like to keep you in check, like you know what I'm saying, so that like you don't always gotta talk to Netanyahu and like have like talks with Bibi and all that. Like, bam, like ain't nobody paying attention to her. Well,
Interesting.
now we are,
Yeah.
but
No,
you
it's
know what I'm saying. At
my thing is
first,
I
no.
wonder how long we'll be talking about her. Because once again, she's Trump is not the type of person to I think to concede to public opinion.
I had to get 14 nothing, Charles. Not to cut you off.
Pick six.
Wow. For
Yeah, I
now.
was. Yeah, we're gonna talk about. I know we get to the sports in the second half, but we're gonna get to the sports. So I'm sure people want to get there. So let's move on. We've had more primaries. Once again, you know, one time we were here, your number one place for Epstein. I haven't forgot about Epstein. I think people think that we forgot about Epstein, but we haven't. It's just that the news on him hasn't flowed, at least for me, in anything substantial outside of everything that we've known. You know, like nobody has broken anything that I think warrants us to be like, hey, more to the story. But just know the Epstein crew.
The last thing since we reported on her was Ghislaine Maxwell. Some for her got denied. I think that's like the last thing I read about Epstein for
Yeah, I mean, I saw someone say Jalea Maxwell has better accommodations than some of the troops currently, and I was like, funny.
definitely
But
people in the USS Abraham. I mean
yeah,
Abraham Lincoln.
but we'll get to that. Trust me. Once we get some more stuff that is more interesting, we'll get to the Epstein. But midterms, more primaries. Florida, Wisconsin, a few other states had their primaries. Wyoming had a historical victory. for a black Democrat. But I want to talk about Angie Nixon. So Angie Nixon, she won her primary. She's going to be running for senator in the general election for Florida come this November. And what is interesting about her is that she won as a true DSA candidate. We've talked a bit about DSA lately, the Democrat Socialists, and Angie Nixon actually ran as with the endorsement of the organization and all of that, and she won. And I,
Shit to me in a couple ways.
and I think what's so interesting to me about her is that I think it was Omatic when we were talking about the idea that why wouldn't people want the stuff that is in the DSA agenda? Like it just makes sense for people to it's common sense policy to want some of the things that she's trying to push. And I thought it's interesting that she won in a place in which people say that they don't like this idea of socialism and da da da. But
Communism being so close to Florida, Cuba, and shit.
all of that, but the idea to me is that they like the policy, like all the policy she speaks of. Everybody seems to be on board and seems to want it. So I just find her whole campaign to be super interesting, and I definitely will be interested to see what someone like her goes up against versus someone like Abdul Asaid, who isn't a DSA candidate, but is largely running on a lot of the same policy agendas that she is, but is being like,
I think he won't say it for different reasons, but same.
but he is, but is being directly tied to it. Like they try to tie her. It's so funny. They got a clip with Gail King trying to ask her about Hassan Piker and asking her about whether she campaigned with him, and her being like, "I never campaigned with him. I don't even know the man like that."
Like I
Like,
say, I'm not even hip to what he be talking about.
like no, like, she was like, "Yeah, I know who he is, but like that's not my man's. Like I ain't never,
Right.
we don't text. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know his name. Like yeah, everybody, he in these streets. So I find it's once again very fascinating, kind of the propaganda surrounding all of these different candidates, in particular any candidate that is progressive of any stance, black, Arab, white. If you're somewhat of a progressive candidate,
And
you're
she got double negatives because she's black and a woman.
you're gonna have this label of kind of socialist attached to you. So I'm just very curious as to how the label gets attached to each of these different candidates and what it actually means for them. Because once again, some of these guys like Abdul is him and Piker are definitely in tandem. Like they're definitely locked in. Nixon is not. But everybody once again is trying to tie everyone to Hassan, and I find that super super interesting because Hassan is popular right now. Like you don't talk about they don't make montages of you on CBS unless people care about your opinion or care about what you think. And
This whole way, champ.
you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if the Democrats, if they're going to be smart enough to use it to their advantage. Joe Rogan helped swing multiple elections for the Republicans. Call it like you. People might not like it. They might not, but that is the truth. Joe Rogan, because he did, and the only difference with Joe Rogan is that anytime called on it, he wouldn't explicitly say, "Okay, I'm a Republican." I don't care about politics, shit like that, trying to, make himself kind of distance. But everybody knows he's right wing. Anybody with common sense knows that he falls on the, if not all the way right, he leans right.
Yeah. I might
So
say, like, I don't think he leans as right as he be putting off,
maybe not, but
but I definitely think he on that side.
I think that idea of what you're saying,
I think he's a grifter for it. I think that's what finally got him like popular, all the money and shit, able to move to Austin, build the comedy jump, and all that he got going on. Where he is now, like I think,
I
I
don't
think
want
that right wing shit got him there.
Yeah, but my thing is that I don't want to get into a full Joe Rogan conversation because I don't
Oh no,
care.
that was just my spiel and take on it.
No, 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 no. But the idea of Joe Rogan, to me,
Nice haircut, Chunk.
Shane Gillis is a to me a better example. Like Shane Gillis isn't a grifter, but he comes from I think a conservative right wing world. So some of maybe his friends, some of maybe, but I don't think Shane Gillis
Is
is he may he say something every now and then that might be like, oh, okay, that's kind of like on
toes
that
the line.
on that side of things, sure. But I don't ever get from conversations with Shane Gillis that he's a grifter in the sense that he's trying to play this up for an audience. Even on the Joe Rogan, they got the clip with Joe Rogan being like, "You went to the Trump White House too," and he was like, "Yeah." When I thought he was gonna not go to war and release the Epstein files, now he's doing all that shit. So I'm not like that to me. Like once again, voting for Trump is okay, red flag. But if you believe that's your idea. Like people believe in the Democrats all the time when they don't do shit for them. So how can I be mad at a Republican person believing in the Republicans and them not doing shit? I think that's like that's a different ball game. But
Right.
Joe is truly trying to toe the line of
And I think that's what makes the difference between the two.
yeah, like he's trying to toe the line of centrist and Republican so that he can be on the side of oh I'm with y'all, but when the attacks come, when did I say that? When did I say I was a Republican? I never said that. Hassan Piker isn't doing that. Hassan Piker is like, yo, I'm all in, leftist, socialist, all of that. You want to call me a communist? I'll eat that too. Like he's trolling. Like, and
Hmm.
I think anybody who has common sense understands that's what Piker is doing. He is trolling. He is trolling.
I mean, we've been doing this shit for forever. That's what's making it funny though.
My thing is that people are like, "Oh, he works like he's a government plant." Maybe I don't understand like
At
why.
this point, maybe, but I mean, what government would it be?
But they was like he's like I guess a leftist whatever. I don't know like a plant of whatever. But my thing is that what type of I'm mad I brought your name earlier when we talked about some DSA policy like a few weeks ago. What about it would people not like? Like what in the policies that they are wanting to give to the country? Like people like free shit. like that's a fact. Like people like free shit. People like a reduction of their taxes. People like child care benefits, child care, all this stuff. People enjoy those things. Why wouldn't you try to embrace that to win votes? I'm confused. Like to me, that's the biggest thing, or that's the biggest point of confusion. So, shout out to Angie Nixon. Shout out to Black women. Everyone talks about supporting Black women, but they only want to support Black women that also have their agenda. So it's either are we supporting Black women or not. So shout out to Angie Nixon. I hope she wins her Senate race in Florida. It's going to be very difficult, but um, I hope she wins, and that would be a another big win for the DSA movement. All right, Stephen A. Smith.
Coon.
So we were in the group text, and what did you say, Mook,
Which time?
about Stephen A. Smith
I mean, I
and this
said it.
and this latest NABJ about them giving him
Oh, I
the
said I was gonna ask you. Oh, I said it's funny. Like you go to Fox News to talk about you getting the thumbs down, about the NABJ, and the critique was about you criticizing black women, and then you go to a literal forum or platform, however you want to put it, and talk about this and be like, regardless of what he said, I'm more so concerned with the platform. A platform that's not friendly to black women any sort of way. You don't go to talk to black women. You don't confront the population that you were critiqued by or and talking to. Like you go to a bunch of white men where you'll feel comfortable and that also critique black women the same way that you have in the past and got your shit off. And I'm just like, bro, like I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with a lot of shit Stephen A. has done. I've been on here talking about like I honestly think he's a bitch. Like wholeheartedly. He's a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then he just stabbed it with what he just did. Sean Hannity, my nigga, you're a bitch. I'm sorry, but you're a bitch. As a grown ass man, you couldn't do what you always say. You don't run from smoking and all that. You should have went and talked to them black women. Now I'm pretty sure NABJ. I'm pretty sure a couple of them sisters got podcasts or any type of form that you could have sat down with them on, would have been recorded, and actually talked to them and got you and like had a real open conversation. But you ran from smoke. You're a bitch. But Charles, I wanted to feel like why you said stood with him on what he said.
Okay.
But before Charles answers, do
Mhm.
you think that they would invite him to do that if they're already planning to give this thumbs down award, and if he's a bitch to your words, do you think these people would be like, hey, let's like we already know we're about to give you this award. Like, do you think they'd be like, hey, you should come talk to us anyway? I don't think they would invite him to do that
I
personally.
mean, if he was to say he had a critique and he wanted and he felt some type of way as a journalist professional, like you know what I'm saying, I feel as though in the world of journalism, they would have been open to sitting down with him, having an open conversation on why they felt this way, why he got the thumbs down, and then he would have been open to express himself, and they would have had an honest back and forth. With Sean Hannity, you're not getting that, and no black women watch fucking Sean Hannity. So it's just like they seeing your shit clipped up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga like me'll go on the jump in real live, like go on YouTube, because I'm on YouTube a lot at work, just listening to shit, passing time. It's just like, all right, like I'll watch a little 15, 20 minute segment he had, like listen to it, see what the fuck he was talking about. I ain't got shit to do at work. You know what I'm saying? Like I need something to listen to past time while you know what I'm saying? But it's just like I don't know how like like NABJ sisters, yes, they definitely would. They would have went on like even now, him going on Sean Hannity, he can still probably double back and be like and have an honest conversation. Cause I'm pretty sure they got the same question I got. Why the fuck would you choose to go on fucking Sean Hannity or the Fox News? Period, my nigga.
Okay. So I have there's a lot there. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. So let's unpack a few of these things. So I'm in agreement with you on the going to Sean Hannity part. Um, the platform in which he went to, there's other places that he could have went to get off his rebuttal or his response to what was said about him by NABJ. That is a fair and
And that's
try,
honestly my only
argument.
critique. What he said about black women and all that, I could care less because he be talking about them in a foul way. I don't agree with a lot of his points when he be talking about black women. So I'm not about to honestly say and critique that part. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't really listened to it.
Well,
Like,
that's well. See, and that well, that's well. See, that you can't. I think don't think you
and
can
that's
have.
why I say, and that's why I say when in the group chat as well. I asked you. I was like, I'm interested to hear why you felt him.
Well, this is why I.
Because like honestly, I listened to the little 15-minute jump, then went back and I was like, oh, this interview is actually a little longer than 15 minutes. So it was just like I left it
Here's
at that.
here's why I feel Stephen A. And I hate when you guys make me do this, but you guys have forced me into a position where I have to do this.
I mean, my critique on what it said, so for
Stephen
sure.
A. was given the thumbs down award, whatever. That is well within the right of the NABJ to do that. He was given for his disparaging words about black women, correct? Someone has to point me where Stephen A. has said something disparaging about black women in a way that he hasn't said disparaging about anybody else.
Anybody else? For sure.
So, and unless it's egregious, like you have to show me in the last year or so where he has said something outright disrespectful about black women or in particular a black commentator for me to then be okay with you giving him the award for that reason.
And
Because
hold
you
on. And
no
before
no
you
no
finish, no. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't listen to Stephen A. Period. This is
that's
why I said like what he said about black women. I don't listen to him. I don't listen to anything he says.
But no, I
Which is
get
also why I was just trying to clear that up.
no,
Which
no,
is why
but
I
I
just
get
like
that. But we were here not a few weeks ago saying it's crazy how Stephen A. only has smoke for black men because when the president of the United States called him an idiot and told him he was low intellectual, he went to Sean Hannity and then was copping a plea on Fox News about how Biden was a bad president. And that's when we here were on this podcast shitting on Stephen A.
also
So
called him a bitch then.
so that is my point. My point is that for NABJ to make their point that they are giving Stephen A. this award for the things he said about black women falls to me, it falls on deaf ears because you guys had no problem when he was saying when he was disrespecting Jaylen Brown, when he was disrespecting Kyrie, or when he was disrespecting all these different black men, and then as soon as Donald Trump called him low intellectual, he ran to Sean Hannity. He ran to Fox News. My second issue is that
I wasn't with what he said about Kyrie neither, but
I kind of dislike this idea that Stephen A. is held to some weird standard above other people. And this is what I mean by that. Stephen A. might be the most popular black commentary voice in the, I guess in news or urban kind of media.
there we go. Urban media.
That probably is like him and Charlemagne, like for whatever it's worth, that's probably where they land on the spectrum. And because of that, people care about his opinion in a way that I don't think they should. But hey, you can't help who's unpopular and who becomes the voice of things, but it is what it is. Stephen A. is just like, he's a conservative voice. Like, that's what he is. He's a conservative voice. You can't be all for black voices, only black voices that you agree with their stance. Stephen A., whether you like it or not, has switched from maybe moderate or maybe centrist to a full-on conservative. That's what Stephen A. is right now. In the year 2026, Stephen A. is a full-blown conservative. If you're going to say black people are allowed to have different opinions, they're not a monolith, not everyone has to think the same, then you have to be
I was waiting for that word.
Then you have to be okay
with the conservative ones too.
Then you have to be okay with the conservative viewpoints getting airtime, being something that people believe in. Now, the truth of the matter is that you should also be able to be like, Stephen A. is stupid. His takes are dumb. They make no sense. They're this, they're that, they're that. That's okay too. Like, I have no problem with that kind of understanding of Stephen A. But this idea that Stephen A. shouldn't be allowed to get his shitty conservative takes off, to me doesn't jive, because
I never said he couldn't.
No, I'm not saying you, but it feels like that's what Stephen A. is being punished for. Stephen A. is being punished.
I might have been trying to get something more.
I literally just have it. Like, what did he say about black women that has caused this thumbs down award? Like, as to your point, Charles, like, he's been slandering the black man for many years. So I don't know what, is there anything in particular that people are like pinpointing is the thing that he said about a particular black woman that I missed? Blinders me, but like, I don't.
It's probably since he got into the political sphere, like the Jasmine Crockett's and
once again, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You could say, but like, what did he say? Like, that's the thing. He said all his political takes
what black person
have been shitty. Have been shitty political takes.
Jasmine Crockett is a black woman.
I understand that, but has he ever said something about?
I was answering on matters. Who? Stephen A?
Yeah,
he has.
What did he say about her that was more disparaging than he said about Joe Biden? Like, literally, the president of the United States called him an idiot, and he went on Fox and was like, Joe Biden was sleeping.
But he didn't address the president, though. He didn't address the president.
And the point I'm making, that how can you now now be like, oh, Stephen A gets an award for slandering women when literally white men have slandered him, and the first thing he does is run to Fox. Like, that is my whole point, that he runs to Fox because he is a conservative now.
I
That,
understand
that is his place of comfort. That is his place of political talk. He be having Officer Tatum on his podcast trying to decipher, like, I don't understand what people need to see before they understand who a person is. Stephen A has told you who he is. So you have one of two options. Believe in the idea of Stephen A, or still hold hope that because he's black, he'll somehow end up doing what you believe is the right, thinking the right way. That's just not how it works out here. Stephen A is a conservative, and like I said, that's okay. He's also an idiot, and his political takes stink. That is also okay.
I'm trying to find a quote, but they not coming up with it.
Because they didn't say any. Because they didn't say any.
It says something. It said incendiary political views, and then they say something about him apologizing.
Incendiary political views. The same woman. You know what's so funny to me? Let's. To me, this is. I didn't want to bring this up, but it's just very interesting to me. NABJ hosted Donald Trump 2 years ago in Chicago. I was there. I was in the room when Donald Trump was
I was going to ask you about that.
On stage, and they had 3 black women interview Donald Trump. Not 1, not 2, but 3.
Which is also said why they would have this nigga Stephen A.
One of the 3 women who interviewed Donald Trump was a Fox News correspondent.
Which one?
The conservative one. One was an ABC News reporter, and one was a moderate reporter. I don't know what outlet she worked for. I couldn't tell you.
Was Joy Reid it?
No, it wasn't. I remember the black lady. She's like pretty prominent. She's like below Laura Ingraham on Fox, but she's on Fox News. If you look her up.
I know you're talking about
Fox News host.
The one that hosts the
debate. She got like a 9 o'clock, like 10 p.m. show. Like she not prime time. She a little bit after. But my point about bringing all this up is that when they were interviewing Donald Trump, when they had the chance, they had conservative black women on the panel throwing softball questions to Donald Trump. That was what NABJ did. That wasn't nobody but them. They're the one who gave conservative black women the chance to go talk to Donald Trump. That wasn't Stephen A. That was them. So I don't like this idea that now we're going to do you're going to, you guys, to have Donald Trump come on your stage, decide to bring a conservative Fox News reporter on to throw softball questions at the current presidential nominee at the time running for presidency. Don't now hit me with this some sort of like, we don't, we're like challenging concern. You're not challenging anything. Like you're part of the whole issue. The only woman who pushed back was the one lady. The moderate lady was useless, just on the stage for no reason. There was only one lady who pushed back. 1 out of 3 women pushed back on Donald Trump at an event that you guys staged. And you had the other one who was literally feeding him softball, literally PR for him. Black woman on your stage that you set up. No black men nowhere to be found. So for me, I don't like this. Oh, now you get to you said something disparaging to women. You guys didn't even allow black men to be in the conversation when you guys were talking about when you guys had Donald Trump there. But now, when he runs to Fox, it's an issue. Y'all ran to Fox. If you guys ran to Fox to get their most conservative black woman host to come sit down and talk with Donald Trump, not jacking it.
No, they vet that shit though, bro.
And that's my point.
Which is also the problem.
You guys did that because
you signed up to let this shit get.
You know that Donald Trump is not going to allow himself to actually have journalists
answer these tough questions.
The man told Jake Tapper, "Move along," live on air, and what did Jake Tapper do?
Move along.
Stop. Like, What are you talking about? That one black girl. Shout out to her. I forget her name.
Nigga almost apologized mid
That
interview.
one black girl who works for ABC actually did push Trump on that stage. She actually did ask tough questions. That was one girl. You had that lady who was a moderator, just sat there looking stupid, and then you had the lady from Fox who was literally doing PR for Trump, and I'm laughing in my head because you had all these three. You set up these three black women up for failure. The one woman who's conservative doesn't care because this is her bag. The woman in the middle, she you could tell she was scared. She didn't want to even be there. And the one lady who actually was going to be a journalist and was doing her job, literally was left on the island at the time. And you know what? I'm glad Trump wasn't president because if he was,
Said, fuck it, James Harden. I am.
you know, if he was, he would have went so much harder on her, and I would have felt. But like, you know, he wasn't president at the time. He was, you know, he knew he had to be a little bit, you know, reeled in. So, you know, to me, like the NFBJ, like they gotta.
Make a child say, y'all let Trump come canvass y'all a whole weekend.
And here's my thing. They should. A journalist organization, when having a chance to speak to the president, they definitely should have had him there. But to Omadic's point, they knew what they were doing. They could have said, "Hey, Donald Trump, you're gonna have X, Y, Z." Hannah Nicole Jones was there that weekend. I was in a panel where she was having a conversation. You could have had her talk about, but you know why? Because the conversation wouldn't have went the way that would have been favorable to Donald Trump, and then they wouldn't have had him there, and they wanted him there. And that's ultimately. Well, let me wrap this up to Stephen A's point that when he was bringing them First Take, when he was bringing them Eyes, they had no problem. They weren't. He could say incendiary things about a lot of people, and they didn't have no problem. When he's not there, and he's not bringing and things.
He was critiquing her and
Now they want to give him this. Now they want to, and to me, that's whack.
I feel Stephen A. so much. He was like, nigga, 2024, 25, I brought First Take there. Now I'm not there, y'all bamming. Like, I feel Stephen A. I'm sorry. Like, come on now.
And I hate, and once again, I hate to feel.
And then again, to my overarching point, like I don't even know what he said bad about the women, bro. Like I don't know what he said. Like
because we don't pay attention to this.
No, because he didn't say anything worse than he has said about any other group. That's the point.
We would have known. We know when Stephen A is wilding.
What are you talking about? He's been talking every time he says something about transgender. Anytime he says something about transgender people, what are we talking about? People are being dishonest. And this is why I keep telling y'all, when y'all like people, y'all allow them to get away with certain things. And when y'all don't like them, now they get held to some weird moral standard. I don't like that. That is very weird to me. Stop being weirdos. Like, stop it. Very weird behavior. I don't like that. Speaking of, let's move to the sports. There's a lot of actually interesting sports stuff. Does anybody here care about the Kawhi Leonard case?
No.
I think it's holding up some good fun for the Eastern Conference, as we know that. I don't know.
I don't think it's holding up anything, but no.
I mean, you know, I think it is. Like if they bam out, like he's not going to be on the Raptors, and I think that's, you know, him on the Raptors is a good look for the Eastern Conference, as it's already shaping up to be a good conference. I would love for Kawhi to be back in the East, but if it bams out, I mean, I think that just takes away from a team that we're gonna have.
Bro, we saw Kawhi in the East for 1 year. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah,
like,
off a good bounce. Like, congratulations.
All right,
He went off a good. He made it out the East because the ball bounced, Game 6, and then he went and beat a Warriors team that was edged. Like, what are we talking about?
Listen.
Like, what are we saying? Like, stop it. Like, stop. It would have been like it was a good story. It was cute, but if it was that good, he would have stayed. If it was that good, he would have fucking stayed. He didn't. He went to the Clippers. Like, stop this shit, Omatic. Like, it's not romantic. Like, it's not holding up shit in the East, bro. Braun in the East now. Like, that's the real story in the East. JT, that's the real story in the East. The defending champs being the New York Knicks after 54 fucking years, that's the real story in the East. Absolutely. Kawhi Leonard going to the fucking Raptors, being a playing team, is not the story in the East.
Okay. You know what's so?
It ain't holding up nothing.
Okay.
You
You,
bugging out.
I
you,
want to talk about Jaylen Brown versus Jason Tatum. Nigga.
you know what's so interesting? I was actually not even looking at it from a basketball standpoint. I was actually looking at it from strictly the
Oh, criminal side, yeah, it's a little
no,
more
no,
interesting
no,
that way.
no, not from the criminal side because that's the to me that's the issue here. The
But I think
sto-
y'all been told me that nothing was gonna happen.
the issue is a collective bargaining issue, and I find that to be the point to me that is the most interesting or non-interesting. I don't care about the salary cap circumvention part of it. Like I legitimate like the NBA CBA doesn't matter to me. Like personally,
Okay.
I could give a rat's ass if this changes competitive if certain like that none of that matters to me. Like I am with you guys. I'm with what does it mean on the basketball court. But for a good number of people, there's an actual hey, the rules have been broken. This kind of thing. And to me that is I find that super funny because private organization, private company, the NBA doing something shady is the American way. Like to me, there's nothing really spectacular about that. Like a bunch of rich people are doing their rich thing with their rich play toy. They made like none of these rules are actually real. Like these are fake made up rules. Like the idea of a salary cap
For
is
sure.
fake. It's made up. Now, if someone wants to go, hey, they broke this, they did something, wrong, so the CBA needs to get torn up. Fine, tear up the CBA. Like to me, like I don't give a fuck. Like I personally do not give a rat's ass if you guys decide that the NBA Players Association and they need to tear up the CBA. Go for it.
That
Who
might lead to
who's
a
who's
lockout.
who's see, and that's the truth of the matter.
That might lead
That,
to a
like for
lockout.
me, I don't give a rat's ass. But if
So,
you,
so who's mad about this?
well, I've been arguing with randomly someone who worked for Pablo Torre, and they've been like explaining that like this is an important story, and
Shout out to our boy, man.
yeah, it's as important as you want it to be, but it's not that important to me because I don't give a rat's ass about.
Who does this affect?
It affects the NBA, the Players Association.
It speaks more towards
The
America
owners.
not giving the fuck towards labor laws.
No, but here's my issue. I have said on record in the group text, I said Pablo did amazing work proving the connection to the Clippers and the first company with the fraud. When he was apparently paid for the no show work because
And the other two companies too.
they had the fraud because they got fraud and they had faking their company ultimately went bankrupt. His reporting helped prove that connection and ultimately bring them to court. So
Continue the NBA's independent investigation.
so that is the investigative work. Like I under that is good investigative journalism. My point after is that what does it matter now? Like, okay, they have gotten that criminal aspect. They have decided on that. The investors have been made whole with the court system. Now, what are we talking about? what the issue to me is?
I think it's because it's more companies involved now.
Once again, they brought Daktronics. Fine.
But they talking about the soccer team in Rhode Island too. You not hip to that?
Is that with the Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah.
Once again,
That's part of the Pablo jump.
once again, all of that is fine. I'm asking.
Hold on. What's the Daktronics got to do with anything about this? Because
They pay-
Daktronics is
It was another. It's the same thing as
Another company, as
It was
the-
another no-show
as the-
sponsorship deal.
as a man in tech. Daktronic is in every goddamn arena though, so that's kind of
No,
Yeah,
it was with
but why the fuck-
the clip. Like
just
you know,
with the Clippers. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
but have
know
you-
it was all right.
Yeah, we hip to that, nigga. We know who makes scoreboards and shit.
no, but
it's just like,
but once
it's
again,
every-
my point.
I
No, but here's my greater point though. My point is that how does that unless you're saying Kawhi Leonard is about to go to jail for whatever illegal thing he has done, what is the effect here? Like, outside of the NBA owners, the Players Association, and the companies at hand, who is affect?
My other thing is, it doesn't sound like those people that you just named are angry enough, right? It doesn't sound like the NBA PA, the owners are angry enough
I
about
mean, but
this.
the owner of the Clippers is also
The richest
head.
owner in sport, in their
That no,
sport.
no, no. But
Okay,
he's also the head of the what the fuck is it called?
that should be another problem. Whatever he's the head of,
Yeah,
if
he's the
they're
head
like,
of something in the NBA.
But
Like
if
that's
he's the
but
head
the
of it, then the other 29 owners should be like, hey, this is a problem.
problem and get him
And
out of here.
it doesn't sound like the other
The other
29
29
owners
owners
are
are
having a
trying,
problem.
and that's
It
my
doesn't
whole
sound like the
point.
NBA PA
I
has
mean,
a
to
problem.
us, we don't know. NBA PA, I can't call it. I can't speak.
Once again,
It's
if
not even about us. If it was, we would
we would
know.
know. Thank you.
Like, I'm kind of confused.
What?
Like,
That's my whole point.
that's
My
why it
point is
doesn't
that
feel like that big of an issue to
the
me.
NBA is a business in itself. They have their own. If they don't want to check their own, why are you? Why? That's my whole point. People are upset.
We know Adam Silver. If it was this big of a problem,
Once
he would have
again,
been laid
Here's
down
my
a long
here's my
time.
thing. People
He's
are
not. He's not as.
people are upset that they
predecessor.
feel as though that there should be a punishment and they're not going to get the punishment they believe they should get. And I keep telling people that's fine. Like, you can be upset about that, but that's not how the real world works.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Rich, powerful people tend to get away with doing what they want in the actual real world. What? Let alone their little fake play world, which is the NBA. Their fake made up rules. They get to bend them to their liking. Sorry, I know you don't like that, but that's kind of how it works in the real world. So to me, that's my whole point here. That
I
no one
feel
is.
that.
I'm
But
not.
if this has never happened before, then I
But
feel
it
that.
has though. It happened in like 1997 with
Yeah,
the
Joe
Minnesota
Smith.
Timberwolves.
And
So
them
what,
niggas just getting back.
and they took away,
Them
and,
niggas just getting back.
and we know what the punishment was for salary cap circumvent. Like
Just getting back.
once again, that is my ultimate point. Do you want him to sell the team? Do you want them to rescind the trade? What do you want them to do? Like, I want to know what people. That's what I'm asking people, and nobody wants to
Okay.
answer that because outside of we let's say we all agree that Pablo did the
You want to
greatest
ask me?
the greatest
Let-
investigative.
what-
No,
what would
before
you
I ask
think?
you,
Okay.
let's say everybody's in agreement that Pablo did the greatest investigative work ever. He found out all this information, right? We're all in agreement that that he found out that they were salary cap circumventing. We all agree. We believe Pablo. Now what?
I mean, considering the fact he's just a journalist.
Now I'm
that's
asking you. Now I'm asking you. Now what?
Oh, what the punishment would be?
Yes. Now what?
Oh, 2 years, no first round, and what's the salary cap right now?
I don't.
All right.
I feel like you gotta suspend Kawhi. You
Yeah,
gotta-
I was getting
you
to
got-
that, but I was just getting the team punishments. But
the
it's just
trade- the
like
trade is
you
dead. You
gotta
gotta suspend for Kawhi. You gotta have a hefty ass fine. But
And-
after that, what is
no, but you gotta fuck with their trade. You gotta fuck with their salary cap. So it's like you gotta knock off like what? Well, say the salary cap what 295. They only got 180 to work with for the next 3 years.
Like once again, if that's what y'all
You know what I'm
want to do,
saying? And you don't got no first round pick for the same time that your what's the name is whatever.
okay. So are you guys like that's what I'm saying? Everybody, that's all people want is a
Yeah,
punishment,
bro. Yeah.
and that's fine. Like, but that's kind of I wish people would just admit that we want to punish them. You guys want to be able to punish a rich person. That is the truth of the matter, which is fine.
Come on, Charles, eat the rich, baby. What you mean?
Once again, we're talking about a fucking basketball league. Grow
Hey,
up,
Charles.
you guys.
Hey, Charles.
Grow up.
Niggas was
Grow
occupying
up.
Niggas was occupying Wall Street.
I was
Charles,
thinking
yeah.
about the
Charles, I got a question. What do you think would be too harsh?
suspending Kawhi Leonard.
For how long though?
Once again, the idea of salary cap circumvention
A full
to me,
season is OC.
to me is like, yes, it's against the rules, but Kawhi took up all of the salary. Like, it's not as though Kawhi only took up 90% of the salary cap and they paid him to. No. So Kawhi was on a max deal. They're just giving him extra money. I truly, the issue,
And
if anything, you make
I'm
Ballmer
about to
sell his
say,
team.
yeah.
If you guys claim he knew
And Kawhi didn't take the
about
super
this,
max.
if you know, if you're saying that he knew about this in this way, and he was the master of the circumvention, make him get rid of the team he owns. Correct? Like that would be the ultimate punishment.
So Ballmer sells, no Kawhi suspension.
You rescind the trade, and then you. I think Kawhi has one more year left in LA. I guess you see what
Tell
you
that
do,
nigga
or
God bless.
you make him a free agent, or put him on the commissioner's list and make him do something, but make him a free agent. I don't know,
Send that
but
nigga to New Orleans.
the issue was he took up his fair share of the cap. From what
Him
I
and
saw, he
him
had a
and
max
Paul
deal.
George.
They
Him
had
and
max
Paul George
deals.
took up a lot of fucking
Last time
money,
I saw
bro.
that he had max deals, I didn't see Kawhi take a discount. And now you're telling me, oh, because of these companies they paid him, that got him to what would be $50 million. Okay, then I'd be like, you know what? I feel y'all. Telling me Kawhi took up all the cap and you gave him extra money and you still ain't win shit? Bad investment on you guys. Sucks to be you. But if you guys, once again, if you guys want to punish somebody because this is also, like I'm saying, I just like people to be honest about what is going. You want to punish Steve Ballmer. You want to punish them because you said they're cheating. Fine. Punish them. Go for it. But all this, you guys don't know. Yes, I don't care. What do you mean? I don't care that Steve Ballmer cheated. No, I really do not. Steve Ballmer cheating with his little play NBA team does not move me
I
at
honestly
all.
just think this is the most excessive version of this happening.
Jalen Brunson took $100 million on basically $50
Bruh.
million below market value to go play in New York. His dad got a job on the bench. Please stop it. This
Bruh.
happens all around the
This nigga
NBA.
Steph Curry was the 20th highest paid player. For how fucking
Well,
long,
that was
bro?
because of injury, and that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm hip, but I'm
The-
just saying,
the
like
I-
this nigga just stayed as like he could have been left,
The
but they just
idea
kept
that
every time he read up another 30.
Everybody's value is
30 million a
exactly
year.
there are guys all across the NBA taking contracts that maybe they should or shouldn't get with agreements on the back end. And
For sure.
people were reading something in the CBA where it was like
Team-friendly deals.
people were reading something. I saw somebody on one of Dan Lebertar's reading the CBA,
I
and
got a
there's
dealership in Omaha.
and there's rules that allow for this up to like a certain market value and things of that nature. And it's like, once again, do you think all of these things are happening to the T? No. So once again, the Clippers, if the first company doesn't go bankrupt, we're probably not having a conversation because because their finances don't get into the public domain, and Pablo doesn't have access to them, and he doesn't have access to tie the finances directly to the Clippers. But and also if Kawhi does one,
But he also had whistleblowers.
if Kawhi
Because
does
the
one,
whistleblowers complaints came out before they went bankrupt.
yes, but you need all that to tie it together.
No,
The whistleblowers are because they knew the company was going bankrupt. That's why they were whistleblowing. If Kawhi does one public interview or one commercial, we're not having this conversation. The issue is that they paid him and he was no show. That's the ultimate
He's
issue.
doing a lot of press now.
Once again,
Doing a
because
lot of press
I'm
now.
sure he understands that. Oh, niggas
I
is
can't do that no more.
niggas is pressed. All right, bet. Like I'll do it. I mean, and once again, I just think that story is more.
And that's why I think suspending Kawhi. Actually, if they did suspend Kawhi, I would be like anything like the whole season OC. Up until February, OC. It's just like, bro, y'all mad at me because I accepted some extra chicken?
Once again,
Like, it's no way you mad at me.
It's not-
Y'all definitely could be mad at that white man up there. But do not be mad at me.
no one can explain to me the actual. Once again, even the idea of salary cap circumvention. If
Man,
Kawhi took
fuck
up
that.
his share of the salary cap, how are they circumvent? They're just giving him extra.
Man,
Like, okay, they shouldn't give him extra money. Yes, bad.
I'm trying to circumvent the salary cap right now at my job.
Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, and once again,
Fuck are we saying?
I'm not even jacking it. All right,
What are we talking
PSU,
about?
PSU, PSU cocaine bust. Anybody heard? Y'all feeling that? Y'all was with that?
Nah, man, I ain't feeling that. They fucked up the first semester, man.
Knocking off the kingpin literally the first week of school is kind of nuts.
That's
Like,
crazy, bro. You know what I mean? The
it's about to
parties
be
is
a drought.
a whole drought, shorty,
It is
first
about to be
semester.
a drought.
And you know it's about to
No,
be
no, I'm at it.
the competition, the other frat.
Nah,
The other
if he the
frat.
king, if he the kingpin, he got workers, bro. He good. You know the business gonna
Bro,
keep going.
they said that he
Nigga, they
was
got 15 people.
listen. They said he was
I
loading
didn't
out
see that.
1,500 to
I thought it
cats.
was family and all that shit too.
They said he was loading out 1,500 to cats for vacation, spring break, and when they couldn't pay back, turning them into runners. Shout out to
Right.
homie. Shout out to homie. He was really out here getting it, bro. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't deal with PSU too much. You know what I mean? We don't deal with PSU.
the
well,
fact that he turned motherfucking Penn State into the Carter is crazy.
I
yeah,
mean,
we've been to Penn State before.
For
What else is
sure.
there to do out there?
Nothing.
exactly. They got their own area code,
Like,
It's on the side of a
security.
mountain, my
like
nigga.
what else? Like, he probably thought he was insular. He was like, ain't nobody coming out here. Like, what?
He probably thought he had the football team on lock. There's no way.
Yeah, bro, he was living good, bro.
Nigga
But
should have went home
my
on break. That's what he
my
fucked up
thing
at.
was that they had like
It just started. What you
father,
mean?
they had like
But
fathers
they weren't frats.
involved.
He probably had. They probably was there year round.
My biggest issue was that they had like parents involved. Like there was someone's father who was a lawyer was caught like they was really doing a network. So
They had it.
shout out to them. They was really
I
PSU
mean, that's
PSU
probably the frat probably legacy, bro. It's probably something they been doing. Like the cocaine frat. This real life was probably the cocaine frat.
PSU either is going to have the best season in a long time or they're gonna have the worst. Like
They actually
If
have a
they
really good
got,
team this year.
I heard that last year.
new coach.
I didn't believe that last year. This year they actually have a good team.
Yeah,
I don't
so
believe it this year.
I'm very
I
interested.
do.
I'm very interested. Yeah, I'm
Who
very
they
interested.
coach this year?
I don't know.
I don't know. Franklin is gone.
Matt Campbell, right?
I don't know. Franklin is gone. He's a V Tech now. But
They got a good squad.
yeah, I'm very interested in what happens in PSU. All right, um, football.
Matt Campbell, yes, cause that came from Big 12. He actually he damn good football coach. So I might have some
A
tape.
lot of Big 12 cats in the Big 10 this year.
Do you
I
want
might
to
have
talk
some
college
tape.
football or NFL?
Uh,
Looking
we
at
can go
both of
talk
them.
for NFL.
All right. We were supposed to pick divisions, but I think we should give it one more week, just because injuries, things of that nature happen. August 20th. The season starts with September 6th.
Yes, sir.
So I think we could give it a one more week. But how are we feeling about this NFL season that is coming up? Who do we like? Who do we don't like? What are we thinking?
Now that you brought injuries and shit up, honest opinion, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good. Like honestly, I don't know. I didn't think the Patriots would make it to the Super Bowl last year. So
Yeah, I don't think anybody thought that.
yeah,
I think
so
if
it's just
anybody
like
told you they thought the Patriots would make it to the Super Bowl, they was probably lying to you.
I think I got way more like sleeper takes than anything. What about you though? Who you got?
Who? I think for me, my biggest thing in the NFL every season is who kind of goes from worst to first, or
Mhm.
like who's a team that was on the fringe and now they're not. I don't think that's gonna happen this year. I think a lot of the teams that were good last year,
It's gonna be good.
yeah. But I think teams that we thought, like for example, I think people thought the Seahawks would have been good, but injuries stopped them. So I think they'll be good this year. I, for some reason, really believe in the Bengals. Like I think the Bengals and the Ravens are like actually gonna like run away with the AFC North. Like
That's the
I,
first division I wanted to pick too.
I feel like I've seen people talk about the Steelers And I'm just like,
I don't think they're gonna be good.
I just do not see it with the Steelers. Like, and then the Browns are the Browns. So I really feel as though the Bengals and the Ravens are really going to be like one of two of the better teams just in the AFC. And when you're in the same division and you have two teams that are that good, I always find that interesting. I think the AFC West is a bit overrated because I don't really believe in the Chargers as much as everybody else does. Because I don't
You
believe in
don't,
Justin.
I'm
I
about to
don't.
say, let's get to it. You don't believe in Justin
I
Herbert.
just don't believe in Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is a very good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. And I think when you build your team around the quarterback, he should be a great quarterback. So he's not like he's more Jalen Hurts than he is Lamar Jackson. And I think when you try to treat a person like he's Lamar Jackson when he's Jalen Hurts, you end up getting bit more often than not. They bite you in the ass more often than not. So,
You
um,
can say he's more Jay Cutler than he is Josh Allen.
type shit. Like you know, like that sounds about right. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Um, I think the AFC East two man race. The
For
Patriots.
sure.
I think the Patriots have a lot to prove randomly because I think you got to prove if last year was a fluke or not.
The worst schedule of the NFL. Right?
Yeah, like you're not playing a bad schedule this year. So I would be super interested in just what they have
I
going.
low key think the Bills are gonna be good this year.
My thing about the Bills is that I hate for them, the Ravens, and maybe the Bengals, the idea that people are not going to respect a good regular season. People are only going to ask what they do in January and if they get into February. So I just feel bad for them because they could go 15 and 2, 14 and 3, and I think people will be like,
And they can make that shit look really easy too.
what are you guys going to do in the playoffs? And I don't think that would be fair, but I definitely think that would be the conversation. And I think that would be the conversation for the Ravens. I think the Chiefs would probably be one of the few teams where that won't happen. Broncos, I like the Broncos. I don't really like
Bo Nix,
Bo Nix, but that defense, I think that defense,
otherworldly brother.
yeah, I think that defense is going to be one of them, whoa, one of them ones. Um, and then my division, well, I was gonna say talk about the NFC East, but I feel like that division is kind of weird, very weird. I'll let you guys talk about it because that's your division. But I like a lot of the quarterbacks, but just a weird division to me, sort of up in the air. But my division, NFC North, I'm actually this is the first year in a long time I'm scared of the Bears. Like I don't think I've been scared of a Bears team since like the end of the 2000s. But
Well, say
I'm legitimately scared.
Brian Urlacher,
Yeah, like that's the last time you
Lance Briggs,
you could
Rex
have
Grossman.
you could have had me be like, "Oh, I'm scared of a Bears team." This Bears team scares me. I really think Ben Johnson is one of them ones.
I think their
Um,
defense is actually real.
yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. But you know what I do think? I think as long as Caleb learns to not be like try to be the best player, just be an okay player, man, it gets scary because the biggest issue with him is that it's too high and low. It's too many great moments, but there's a lot of bad moments.
But when he stay right here,
If he stay right here, man,
nigga.
that whole they have all the skill position players. It just changes things.
They got to
So
play 4 quarters.
that's
Mm-hmm.
true too. That is true too. Just as a team, because speaking of defense, like that defense is pretty good in the fourth, and don't be good the first 3 quarters. So there's definitely something to be said. And they were a big get
One thing I can
turnovers
say,
get
I was about
turnovers
to say,
defense. That was
but
big. They were that, and
shout out
that's
to your guy Al Harris, bro.
that's always an interesting type of defense to me
Your
because
cornerback coach over there.
living and dying with turnovers
I think,
is
I think he
super
left.
tricky, super tricky,
He
tricky.
left. I thought he was still there.
I think he left. I saw him on another sideline in the preseason.
But yeah, NFC East, talk to me because that's
See,
y'all.
my good man. Oh, matter go first, brother.
NFC East is always a toss up to me, man. I don't want to drink my Kool Aid, um, and I just can't big up any other team because it doesn't feel right. Like you bigging up the Bears, I'm sure it just you know
Yeah.
rub you the wrong way on one hand, but on the other hand, it's super being a realist, right? But I can be a realist and say that I believe everything I see in my team. You know what I'm saying? Like the last time we seen a healthy Jaden Daniels, we went 12-5. You know what I'm saying? We just so happened to be second in the division because the Eagles were 13-4. You know what I'm saying? Like we only missed it by a game. Um, but shit, man, like I'm seeing like our division is hell, bro. Like it's a lot of talent at the skill positions in our division. Like it's just really disgusting. Sadly, the least talented team is the best team in our division for the last several years, which is the Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, like as far as if we're going to a game and we're game planning against a team defensively, offense, you know what I'm saying? Like the Eagles is probably okay. Cool, Saquon's there. I mean, he's on the back nine at this point. You know what I'm saying? Devontae hamstrings. AJ's gone. You know what I'm saying? I love Makai. He's a rookie, and we know who Hurts is. He can be great or he cannot be great. You got Dak. You got CD. You got GP. You got
Last
Jaden
year was
Daniels.
just not to cut you off. Al Hurst's first year was last year with the Bears. He was with Detroit before that.
That's what I'm saying. I think I saw him in Detroit, right? But yeah, I mean, you got Dak, GP, CD. You know what I'm saying? Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? Javante Williams. You come to my team. We got everybody. You know what I'm saying? Jackson Dart. You know what I'm saying? You got Malik Neighbors. You got Scat. You
Fights
got.
Jackson Dart is crazy.
I mean, if he's not in concussion protocol, he's a solid cat, bro. And I'm not even worried about the Giants offense. The Giants defense to me is crazy, bro. Brian Burns, Thibodeau, fucking whoever the fuck, they just got guys over there. So I don't know what the NFC gives us this year. I'm just praying for the best, man. I can't say nothing for the commies here. Our schedule is crazy. We literally have the fourth hardest schedule in the league this year, but that shit changes as the years go. But I mean, I'm gonna know a lot about my team in the first 4 weeks, man. But I got nothing for that division, man. I hope for the best. I have stuff for other divisions, but I know
Oh,
Charles
what
said
division?
what's up.
No, no,
No,
what
I
division?
mean, you said you wanted to hear
I'm about
Cat's
to say
NFC stuff. I mean, go ahead, bro.
I'm trying like in the same boat as Omatic. I think we're going. I have no worries or qualms with our offense. I think the second year Shawty is going to be amazing. I actually fuck with Shawty crazy. I fuck with our new defensive coordinator that we got that we stole from the Eagles, their cornerback coach. You know what I'm saying? Christian something. I forgot his name at the moment. But yeah, bro, like I fuck with that, and I like what I'm hearing from the local media. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to our defensive side, the corners is my only issue for real. I'm not really upset with anything we did. Jerry somehow turned Michael Parsons into Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence. So shout out to them two young men. Shout out to Jerry Jones. So I feel like we were a year to almost a date when Micah got traded, and we were like, "What the fuck is Jerry going to do with this?" So now we know, and he flipped a lot of that into defensive players. You know what I'm saying? Focus on defense. I think it feels like he got shot. He run practice and let him do his thing, get his culture together, shit like that. A bunch of shit we haven't seen since Johnson. What's that nigga name? Last time he won the Super Bowl, basically.
Oh,
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
It's crazy. I was at the bar today. They were showing the 30 for 30.
Yeah.
University of
So it's
Miami.
like
He was on that jump.
yeah. So it's like it felt like Jerry back in like that type bag, like let his coaches coach him, and back to just being the mouthpiece that Jerry Jones is, but like not as hands on and the behind the scenes and shit. So it's just like, I'm excited. I just want to see us play though. Week 3, I believe Rio against the Ravens. I think that's when I'll
I
really
think that's
start
week
paying
2.
attention. It's week 2.
I think so. I've been seeing a lot of. Actually, you might be right. It's week 3.
Okay. I'm gonna say I know it's one of them because I know we played the Packers like week 4, week 5, week 6, something like that.
The schedules are crazy this year. It's actually
Yeah,
beautiful. It's good for
yeah.
football, but it's
You know
actually
what
good.
I'm saying? And so it's just like I think it's gonna be competitive. I'm just happy we got everybody we need paid except Pick. He come in like not a distraction. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is the quietest it's been for the Dallas Cowboys in
That
the
is
off
very
season.
true.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody on our team, I need some wood, has gotten arrested. This pause. Don't look like that.
I
Uh,
mean, we just started turning it up with the Von
yeah.
Miller and the CD stuff. Like
You know what I'm
we
saying?
getting
Oh
there. We're
well,
getting
chill
there.
out, chill
We're
out. Don't
getting
break.
there.
We
We're
loading.
getting there.
He said we. He said calm down, Moot.
We're getting there. Like what
Yeah,
you mean?
niggas is messing with niggas' baby mothers, but that's
Yeah.
just regular cowboy shit, though. You know what I'm saying? That's just some regular off-season football when it comes to the Cowboys.
I
I ain't
heard
too
that's
worried
old
about
news. I heard that's old news from the boots on the ground. That's old news. So
it. All
we
right,
good.
that's all right
We
then. So
good.
we good, we good. I seen them dap up in practice today. I seen
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, we should be good then. You know what I'm saying? We should be all right. We should be
I
all
just want
right.
to say I want to go on the record, man. I really think it's a Ravens year, as much as I don't like the Ravens.
Hey, so
And
you know who I forgot they
Oh,
got
that's
the
why
other
you hate
day?
Lamar for real?
I don't hate Lamar. I said this in the chat the other day. Like I
I
literally don't.
forgot they got Trey Hendrickson, bro.
I didn't at all. He was
I
supposed to come to the
literally forgot.
Cardinals,
Literally forgot that shit until I was like going down
and they said he had 2 or 3 sacks in practice and all that shit. Yeah, we all see it. We all see it. We all see it.
No, I was looking for some fantasy shit, trying to figure out which defense I could crack.
Oh,
But then I see, because I like pass rushers and cornerbacks. But
I
yeah,
think
I seen that they had him, and I was like,
I think
I
it's a
forgot.
I think it's a 14-3 year for the Ravens this year, man. I think this is one of them we about
Man,
to
they got.
just roll through everybody type of years for them. But I think to Charles' point, I think it really won't matter unless they do something in the off. Sadly,
I-
like I
You
have
know
no
what?
hate, but I think this is like a. I feel like it's gonna be like how my guy in Seattle just Michigan
I
man.
was just about to ask that, bruh. I was about to say you think Jesse Minter about to do
I
a
do,
I was thinking that
McDonald?
I
too.
do,
I was too
I
though.
I
do,
was thinking that.
I do. I
First
really,
first year go good but don't win. Come in, then
I think it's gonna be like they, you know what I'm saying? They got the pieces are there. They have the most offensive weapons they've had in a very long time. Um, I think it'll be good. I don't know who their schedule is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who they have to play. But I mean, I've never, I've only knocked Lamar for his playoff stuff. I know what he is during the regular season. That's fine. Like we've seen it. We've seen cats like this often, being regular season gods.
Mm.
You know what I'm
We've
saying?
seen cats be regular season guys like Lamar.
Yeah.
Name one.
Peyton Manning.
Okay,
Like niggas said, Peyton
that's
Manning.
fair. That's fair.
Peyton Manning was the goat, and we
That's
always said
that's
you
that,
can't do anything
that is fair.
when the playoffs come.
That's
Drew
a perfect.
Brees, you're a goat.
That's fair.
One chip. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's fair.
we got guys that have done this at the quarterback position a lot. Brett Favre.
Drew Brees is whose go?
Nobody's goat. You're a great.
Uh,
You're the greatest. You're a great quarterback.
5,000,
I
5,000,
I
bro.
thought he said your goat when I thought you was talking to Charles. I was like your
Somebody's
goat.
goat.
I'm like
Somebody's goat. Somebody's goat.
For
You're
sure.
you're the
nobody
you're the best at this position right
nobody
now.
on this line.
You can't get it done in the offs. That's fine. We've seen this quarterback play a lot. So I mean, he's just falling into that category. I
They
think
got
this
a
will be a great season
they
for Lamar yet again.
they got a cool schedule, low key.
I don't know.
My 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 my
Hold on.
only pushback is it that it's the performances in the playoffs that because Lamar has had some underwhelming playoff performances. I
For
won't
sure.
deny that, but like he's also had some great playoff performances where maybe even not great, some really good performances where things just ain't go his way. Zay Flowers fumbling, going into the end zone on the goal line versus the Chiefs. What you would call it? Dropping the 2 point conversion in the end zone when they're trying to make the comeback versus the Bills. Like
That was in the
he's
snow, wasn't
yeah, like he's had times where he's been really good, but the result hasn't been in his favor. So I agree. Like he probably needs maybe one of these like super playoff performances, in particular in maybe the divisional round, because wild card. Because I think he's had a really good wild card performance in his playoff career. But yeah, man, I'm not as hard on Lamar as other people because I feel as though there's no need to be because he's really one of them ones as far as like you say regular season goes, and football is the ultimate team sport. So like
Well, man,
once
that
again
14-3 looks very realistic.
for the Ravens,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen, bro.
yeah, and once again,
Like the three that I'm counting in my head, like I can see him splitting with Cincy. Just me being a Dallas fan, I can see us getting them early in the year.
The
It
Browns
would
is
be.
1-1. I don't care what anybody says. The Browns
They
is one
look.
and one.
They're sweeping the Browns.
Nah, that doesn't happen. And if it
yeah,
does, it's gonna be tight.
it
But
They're
might be.
sweeping them. They're sweeping the
But
Browns.
here's my
But
thing though,
they play at Houston, week 12 though.
don't they have
Lamar.
a don't they have a Bills on there? I'm not being biased, but I'm just
They
asking.
do have a Bills on there, week 8.
Depends on where it is.
It's at the Bills.
Oh, that's November 1st.
Yeah, it's coming right after they play Cincy the first time
Mm,
in Baltimore. But you were saying, Charles?
nah, I just think for me, Lamar's in a very like I said, he's in the most probably unique spot of all these people because two-time MVP, and if you don't get to the Super Bowl, people are gonna be like, you ain't done enough, and that's kind of crazy spot to be in. Like even your Omatic's boy, uh,
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, yeah, throughout it all, isn't in the same boat that isn't in the same boat that other cats are in. So um, we'll have a lot of football banter to get to as the season hits us. I think, like I said, next week we can do our division picks and maybe some superlatives,
Kill, because
MVP.
that's the last preseason week, right?
Yeah. Cause this is week 2. Yeah, week
Yeah,
3.
yeah,
Last
dang.
we can pick some preseason. I mean some MVP, Rookie of the Year, the good stuff, and some division winners. And we'll see you boys and gents and ladies
For sure. I
next
say,
week.
don't do that. Don't do that, Charles. I know you're standing up with Stephen A, but don't do that.
Your jokes.